What's up guys, JNO here, and today we're going to react to the England-Slovakia game and my thoughts as far as how we can progress in this tournament now we've had what, let's be fair, was a disappointing group stage. And then the question of the day at the end of the episode, all here on JNO United.
I think I'd be better off all alone.
Okay guys, well that was a disappointing game, wasn't it? I had great plans for that game, but England have managed to disappoint yet again. We are very sadistic, us English fans. We always like to hope and then we always get disappointed. But before we get into it properly, make sure to like if you're happy for another Football Euro 2016 video, subscribe if you're new, and let's just get straight into what was a very, very disappointing game. Now, I had great plans, like I said. I was imagining a great video to release today. I actually took my camera and my tripod to my mate's house, Carlo, and we were going to film our live reactions and live thoughts to the game. Had it all set up, we were filming, my battery run out, I filmed 85 minutes worth of football. Was really worried that England might score a late goal and I wouldn't have got it on camera. But yeah, it just wasn't, and none of the footage is worth putting out on YouTube because nothing happened. Like literally, I think the most exciting bit was when the pizzas arrived. That's pretty much the best bit of the entire game. I had a few drinks, of course. I was imagining banter, opinions, and literally we sat there and watched one of the most boring games I've ever watched, while realising that the Wales game had quite a few goals and would have probably been a lot more entertaining to watch than the England game. Now, we started a completely different lineup. Maybe it showed us a lot, maybe it showed us nothing, because the fact of the matter is some of those players aren't going to start when we get to the next stage. I believe Henderson isn't in the starting lineup. I believe the right and left back have pretty much been picked already. Kyle Walker has to play. Jack Wilshere probably isn't going to be picked above Rooney. The only picks that could stick are Vardy and Sturridge, but they didn't have a great game against Slovakia. Vardy was through on goal, should have scored. Sturridge was put through twice but fluffed 2 volleys. I feel like Vardy and Sturridge weren't given a proper opportunity because they were put into a side that wasn't the side that they played with against Wales. Wayne Rooney, Dele Alli could have potentially found them better than Wilshere and Henderson did. I think Henderson is overrated. I don't know why he's in the team. And I think Walker and Rose could have done better on the wings as the roaming wing backs that like they've been in the other games. And I think we maybe would have scored if we hadn't made so many changes. But also I'm a bit worried that Vardy and Sturridge and Rashford might be great as impact subs, but just as impotent at scoring as Harry Kane has been in this tournament. If you look at our record, Eric Dyer scored in our only other game that wasn't Wales. So basically our 2 sub-strikers scored as impact subs when he really went for the game against Wales, and then it's Eric Dyer, who for me has been one of the players of the tournament along with Kyle Walker and Wayne Rooney for England. I'm worried. Our next opponent is going to be one of Iceland, Portugal, Hungary or Austria, and to be honest, I'm worried about losing to all of them. You know how crap we are on penalties. We don't score a lot of goals, and we can always find our defence weak enough to concede in the final minutes. So what do I think we have to do? I think we have to give Marcus Rashford a go. Try that front three. Try that front three that scored against Wales. And try them with the first team behind them. Try it with Wayne Rooney, Dele Alli, Eric Dyer, Rose and Walker, and see if that makes any difference. I don't know if Kane is just jaded, but even when he came on he didn't look like he was going to score. We need to figure out a way to put that ball in the back of the net, and we've been pretty poor at it. Since the pre-tournament friendlies we've been pretty poor at finishing, to be fair. I think unless we figure out a way to put that ball in the back of the net, we are out, because we're not going to win on a penalty shootout. And the higher we go in this tournament, the better quality teams we come up against. And this is Roy Hodgson's argument. Now listen to this. He says we've dominated possession. He's never seen an England side dominate games like this before. These teams we've played, we would have dominated any other time. Any other England side would have dominated possession. I guarantee you, if you go back and look at the records of our games against Slovakia, against Wales, against Russia, we would have dominated possession. This isn't something new. Suddenly we're a side that has possession. We always have possession against these sides, and then when we go against stronger sides, we don't have the possession. But he's talking like this means we can play like that against Spain, against Italy, against Germany, and we won't. We won't play like that against them because we won't dominate the possession. Their players are just as good, if not better technically. But that's the thing, because they open up, we might score. We have played well against France and Germany before this tournament. Do I think that will happen in the tournaments? I'm not sure we will be as good in the tournaments because our players seem to be tournament shy. Name an England player that has had a great tournament recently, and I have to go back a lot of years before I can think of someone. So I personally think England don't stand a chance. The only plus side is teams that don't have a great start in group stages usually come stronger as the tournament comes on. So I'm hoping that happens. Don't get me wrong, I want England to do well, I just don't see it happening. As far as the tournament goes in general, I still think Italy look good. Maybe they're peaking too early though. Germany are always a shout, France because they're the home nation. I don't see anyone else winning. Maybe Spain if they can build on that last performance, but I want to see them play in the final game of the group stage before I make Spain one of the teams I think could win it. Croatia, they have too many problems now. They were one of my picks, but with the Croatia Ultras causing havoc, that derailed the Croatia freight train that was going to do well in this tournament. They were 2-0 up and they drew 2-2 because of that incident with the flares. So I feel sorry for them. I don't think Croatia can do it anymore. Belgium are another side that could build on it now after their impressive win against Ireland. But England, I just don't see it happening, which is really unfortunate. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and the question of the day to leave in the comments down below is, who do you think is going to win Euro 2016 after watching most of them play at least 2 games now? I've already told you my picks. Make sure to leave your picks in the comments down below. I'll try and reply to every comment. I've been J&O, you've been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.
We can stay up until it's light.